The Kinzhal, known in Russian as the Kh-47M2 and nicknamed a dagger, is presented by Moscow as an air-launched hypersonic nuclear-capable ballistic missile. It was officially displayed in 2018 and has since been used operationally. Russia markets it as a high-speed, hard-to-intercept strike weapon that can be carried by fast strategic aircraft. The Kh-47M2, a Kinzhal, is an air-launched aeroballistic weapon that Russia markets as a hypersonic, nuclear-capable strike missile. It is best understood as an air-launched derivative fitted with a solid rocket boost stage and aerodynamic control surfaces that allow high-speed, maneuverable flight after release from a fast, high-altitude aircraft. Because it is carried aloft by a jet before ignition, Kinzhal combines the tactical mobility of an aircraft with the high terminal speeds typical of ballistic trajectories, and that fusion is central to how it is employed and how defenders must think about it. Open-source technical summaries consistently describe two primary warhead options: a conventional high-explosive penetrating warhead for precision strikes on hardened or high-value infrastructure, or a low-yield nuclear warhead for tactical strategic signaling or battlefield-level escalation. Public reporting often cites a warhead mass in the few hundred-kilogram range, commonly around 480–500 kg, when configured with a conventional payload. The exact types of nuclear warheads that could be fitted are not publicly confirmed, but many public assessments place potential nuclear yields in a low to moderate tactical window rather than in the hundreds of kilotons strategic class. The weapon's defining design features are its air launch mode, a compact aeroballistic body with guidance, inertial navigation with mid-course updates, and a solid rocket motor that boosts the vehicle to hypersonic speed. Reports indicate the Kinzhal uses Delta-type control surfaces for mid-course maneuvering and can receive updates from the launch aircraft or external data links. Many analysts also note that the Kinzhal appears related to or derived from the ground-launched Iskander family in terms of basic aerodynamics and warhead booster packaging, but adapted for carriage under fighters or bombers, which gives it operational flexibility and a wider set of launch azimuths. Explosive power for the Kinzhal depends entirely on the payload fitted. With a conventional high-explosive warhead, destructive effectiveness comes from the combination of precision guidance and extremely high impact velocity. The kinetic energy delivered by a Mach-level impact plus a shaped high-explosive charge can defeat many hardened targets even without a nuclear ray component. If a nuclear option were fitted, public estimates commonly quote yields in the low kilotons to tens of kilotons range. Such yields would be a tactical in character, suitable for battlefield or regionally escalatory use rather than the multi-hundred kiloton regime of strategic warheads. Because concrete public confirmation of specific warhead types is lacking, these numbers are best rated as plausible open-source ranges rather than definitive technical certificate. Range is often misunderstood because air launch significantly broadens the engagement envelope compared with a surface missile of similar size. Open reporting gives a practical engagement range commonly in the 1,500–2,000 km when accounted together with the carrier aircraft's transit and release profile. Some Russian statements and technical summaries project still greater standoff, exceeding 2,000 km in certain pairings with long-range platforms. Claims of up to around 3,000 km have been circulated. In short, actual reach depends on the carrier aircraft, its fuel, cruise route, and launch point, the missile's boost profile, and how much energy the missile must expend to achieve a given flight path. Speed is the feature most often emphasized. Analysts and Russian statements both describe the Kinzhal as capable of reaching hypersonic speeds, routinely quoted at up to Mach 10 with an initial rapid acceleration to several times the speed of sound. That high velocity shortens defender reaction windows, increases kinetic impact effects for conventional warheads, and complicates tracking and targeting because interceptors have less time and must contend with high relative closing speeds and potentially maneuvering flight behavior. At the same time, many analysts caution that public figures vary by phase of flight and that sustained Mach 10 throughout an entire trajectory is not necessarily the technically precise description. value should be interpreted as peak terminal speeds rather than constant cruise. The principal operational launcher publicly associated with Kinzhal is the Mach G-31K interceptor variant, a very fast, high-altitude platform that can carry the missile externally and deliver it to launch points well forward of friendly airspace. Russia has also shown intent to integrate Kinzhal with Tu-22M3 long-range bombers and has discussed tests or potential future integration with other types such as Su-34 or Su-57 variants. However, the Mach G-31K remains the best documented current carrier in open sources. The carriage concept matters. The survivability, basing, and detectability of the launch aircraft are as operationally important as the missile's raw performance. Defense evasion is both a technical and an operational claim. On the technical side, the combination of very high speed, a depressed aeroballistic trajectory, and in-flight maneuvering complicates interception by ground-based missile defenses designed around predicted ballistic arcs. On the operational side, air launch allows releases from unexpected azimuths and altitudes, which can strain sectorized radar coverage or reaction timelines. That said, Western analysts emphasize nuance. Hypersonic speed complicates interception but does not make the weapon categorically invulnerable. Layered sensors, early warning, integrated command and control, and the right interceptor mix can and do create contested engagement opportunities. In practice, the effectiveness of Kinzhal versus a given defender depends on detection ranges, interceptor availability, and command timelines, as much as raw missile performance. Taken together, Kinzhal's profile is straightforward. It is a mobile air launch system designed to deliver high-speed precision or a nuclear option with limited warning and increased penetrative effect. Its operational value is a function of numbers in service, the survivability of launch aircraft, logistics and sustainment, and how adversaries adapt. Publicly available numbers are estimates and fallible. They are useful for understanding likely employment and implications, but they are not a substitute for classified engineering data. If you present these points in a video, emphasize the difference between verified facts, observed launches, aircraft types, and open-source technical estimates, yields, peak speeds, and ranges, and make clear where uncertainties remain.